Talk about confidence. Confidence is important in your personal life, your business life, everything, relationships. It's very important that if people think you know what you're doing, then if you project that confidence, then that'll grow into something good. If you're not confident, then people will shy away from you. So that's the whole thing. And here I am, over 50 years old, and I'm just learning this, right? Funny, huh? But anyway, there's some pretty cool stuff with confidence on the web if you look around for it. There's a couple of, let's see, there's selfgrowth.com, which is pretty cool. I definitely recommend you check it out. If you're interested in growing your communication skills, especially in the business world or personal life. There's 7 tips to immediately increase your confidence by Kent Sayer. Number 1, ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Too often we place excess importance on potential problems. We all have a certain amount of energy, so let's apply it to creating extraordinary relationships, advancing our careers, and meeting our goals instead of wasting that energy worrying. Take advantage of what you have control over and minimize risks for what you don't. Then invest your energy wisely. So pick your battles. This goes with parenting too. If you go round and round with, say, your teenager on things that are not productive, you just go round and round and round, it's not going to work. But if you're talking to him or her about the important things, then you cut through it. It's more concise, it's more efficient. So then the quality of communication dictates how efficient those conversations are. So it's sort of, so the more confident the parent is, the better, and the teenager can see that, I think. In doing something for the first time, imagine that you've already done it in the past. Close your eyes, then vividly imagine succeeding wildly at what you really are going to do for the first time. The mind does not know the difference between something vividly imagined and something real. Make it vivid by involving all 5 senses. So let's say you get a job as a supervisor at a company, and you've been a worker for 5 years, and then suddenly you're a supervisor. You're scared to death, right? But you have to pretend like you're not scared to death. You visualize yourself succeeding, helping employees out, helping them grow, keeping a relaxed sense of confidence throughout the day. Then that is what you fantasize about, this relaxed sense of confidence throughout the day. In doing something for the first time, imagine you've already done it. So sort of imagine yourself succeeding however you can. The mind does not know the difference between something vividly imagined and something real. There's some truth to that. That's a little oversimplification, but there's some truth to that. Find somebody who is already confident in that area and copy them. Model as many of their behaviors, attitudes, values, and beliefs for the context you want to be confident in as you can. How can you do this? Talk with them if you have access to them. If you don't have access to them, get as much exposure to them as you can. This could be talking to people who know the person and are buying their products if they have some. Now, a personal example from work is that I do intermingle with workers and supervisors and assistant supervisors, and when I think of the quality of conversations I have with the workers, it's a different kind of quality of conversation. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to try to pick up the behaviors and efficiencies of the supervisors and managers, sort of have that as something that I absorb consciously, rather than absorbing the negativity of some of the workers, or let's say a negative feeling about having to do this or that project, or so in work situation, you want to get yourself away from all negativity. You want to make sure that you're away from all of that. Use the as-if frame. I literally love this frame of mind. If you were confident, how would you be acting? How would you be moving? How would you be speaking? What would you be thinking? What would you tell yourself inside? By asking yourself these questions, you are literally forced to answer them by going into a confident state. You will then be acting as if you are confident. Now just forget you're acting long enough, and pretty soon you'll develop it into a habit. Go into the future and ask if what you're faced with is such a big deal. This might be a bit morbid, yet this works tremendously well. Imagine yourself on your deathbed looking back over your life. You're surrounded by your friends and family. You're reviewing your life. Is what you're faced now with even going to pop up? That's highly unlikely. Keeping things in proper perspective really diminishes fear. Remember that you lose out on 100% of the opportunities you never go for. So it's the old adage with the lottery, right? If you don't enter, you can't win, kind of thing. So so that you have to put your hat into the ring in order to be, even be considered. To get what you want, ask for it. I fully believe that if I ask enough people for whatever I want, I can get it. This is not necessarily true, but yet it's a useful belief. As you think about your goals and what you're striving for, how effective would it be for you to believe that all the people out there want to help you if you only ask? Whether that is true or not, the real world does not matter. If you find that belief empowering, I invite you to adopt it as your own. Some good tips here. Disarm the nagging, negative internal voice. That negative internal voice can keep anyone stopped. So this is a voice that says, well, you're wasting time, why even try? Don't even try. You're just not going to be successful, don't even try. Just be yourself, and just be that pliable human being that you always have been, and don't try anything new, and just stay safe and be happy. That's not always the best advice, right? So you need to make your own goals for yourself, and start the positive talk within yourself. To disarm the internal voice, according to the selfgrowth.com website, to disarm the internal voice, imagine a volume control and lower the volume. Or how about changing the internal voice to Mickey Mouse? Do you think you could take Mickey seriously if he were criticizing you? Change the voice to a clown voice. The point is to disarm the voice by altering the way it nags at you. If I hear my own voice nagging me, it stops me. If I hear a clown voice, I laugh and I continue onward. So, kind of cool, huh? There's if you look around the web, there's confidence tips all over the place. There's people that recommend exercise for confidence, regular exercise improving your energy levels, producing various chemicals, for example testosterone and endorphins, that put you in a more positive state. This seems to often automatically improve your confidence and outlook on life, compared to if you spend your time on the couch eating Pringles or watching TV. Plus, getting in shape, looking better, can be a powerful confidence booster. Or, go out and rake the lawn, or which I plan to do later today. I'm going to surprise my wife, and I'm going to rake the lawn. Is that cool or what? I have to be around here for a phone call here, so I have to shower pretty soon. But, yep, good old Jeff's going to get out there and rake the lawn and surprise Debbie. And then tomorrow is the fertilizing. So we're going to rake the lawn first, and then we fertilize. The fall fertilizing already. Wow, it's hard to believe it's mid-October already. October 16th. So there's just tons. If you look for them, there's tons of motivators. I like the confidence motivators, especially that involve imagination. Like your mind is a great instrument. By learning to use your imagination in a positive way, you can improve your confidence. Let's say you have an important meeting coming up. Visualize how great the events will unfold and see and hear it. Also how great you will feel at the meeting. See yourself smiling, being positive, open, and having a great time. See the excellent outcome in your mind. Then release by visualizing what has already happened. That meeting is over with and desired result. This is a surprising effective and will get you to a great and relaxed place, a great mood before even stepping into the first, second, or 20th meeting. If you're having trouble seeing yourself as confident, then imitate somebody else. Find a confident person, perhaps an athlete, perhaps a movie star, perhaps a relative. Copy him or her. See how he or she walks, talks, moves, carries him or herself. Then imitate that behavior in visualization. So, even standing up straight, that kind of thing. I tend to slouch a little bit, so standing up straight is something that's important, I think, too. I remember when I was practice teaching, and it didn't work out. I was in my 20s, and when I was practice teaching, I would be like stuck like this, overcorrecting, too much, the posture was, like it was, and then people would say, well, your neck looks tight, and you look unnatural. So, people in the real world, unfortunately, they're not going to go out of their way to help you out and say, well, maybe you might be trying to overcorrect here, and I'm sorry it's happening. They're just going to tease you for looking silly. So yeah, imagination, a lot of cool stuff with imagination, and creating those positive thoughts. It's a common habit to let previous failures and bad experience wash through your mind before you do something important. Replace that habit by actively letting positive memories, accomplishments, and experience wash through your mind for a minute or two. We often forget these positive things and our minds become focused on the negative memories. But this is up to you if you have a choice, and the product of your choice is a factor in your level of self-confidence. So, take yourself to a place in your mind, or maybe it's a favorite resort, or maybe it's on the water sailing, or maybe it's take yourself to a peaceful place when you feel nervous or what have you. Take yourself to a waterfall setting, or think of yourself on a peaceful beach in Mexico, in Mazatlan, on the coast of Mazatlan or something, or someplace peaceful and gentle. And when your heart is troubled, think of something peaceful. That often helps me too. That even in the worst situations, there's a positive part to pick out. Even when we are at our lowest points, there's always that speck of hope. No matter how low we are, there's that speck of hope. I remember, even after getting real angry once, I had this urge to go out and drive fast on the road, and then I knew that was just an awful urge. So I replaced that with feelings of how much I love my family and images of them being happy with me, and that obviously life was too valuable to throw away. But the anger can be, we see this throughout society. Anger is very dangerous if we let it get out of control. And finally, and this is interesting that this tip is included in, just like the last tip from Mr. Edberg. Keep a positive crowd. The people who you hang out with can either drag you down or lift you up. Since we spend so much of our time with other people, it's important to keep positive, or at least reasonably neutral. People around you as much as you can, keep them positive folks. One or a few negative people can affect you in a big way, perhaps through nagging and pull you down each and every day. Or these are the people that subtly tell you that you better just stay the same old Jeff and don't take a risk, and we just like you the way you are, and just don't try to be anything great. So there it is, just some confidence tips. And confidence is such a multifaceted, and there's so many ways to be confident within certain different personality styles. My personality style would be more laid back, where there would be more other people that are more authoritarian type confidence. I'm more of a laid back confidence, a peaceful confidence, which I think is in the long run more healthy, actually. So there you have it. Some rules on confidence.